All right. All right. Pre-game. Got to sharpen up some of the pencils that I broke. Make sure sounds good. You know, do the things. I've been letting some of the private students use my stuff, so a little bit dull or broken. This is the meditative part. Getting ready. Harry! First a comment. Thanks, buddy. I like when you guys join me. I still got a little bit of a congested throat, so I kind of like the sound of my voice. We'll do some serious talking. The setup is different today as well. I'll be working at an easel rather than at the donkey or drawing bench, because I need to draw a lot bigger today, and it's 36 inches tall. So if this was at the drawing bench, it would be too high. I wouldn't be able to see over it. It's 2B Wolf's carbon here. I was actually considering just doing charcoal today, but we'll see what happens as I go. I have every art supply known to man in this room, so I could change halfway. And I'm gonna start a little after 6, I think. It's a pre-show, pre-game. Get her ready. Get a coffee. It's always nice when you clean them up. You get that nice color of the wood back. So pretty. This is royalty-free music for Twitch streamers. Or so that it said. Not gonna do the birds today. Get a few. My favorite pencil here, Pierre Noir Conte 1710B, very specific. So I'm gonna have about 4 of these sharpened, maybe 5, and 3 Wolf's carbon. The other thing is, since I'm gonna be working more vertical, there's a higher probability of breaking the pencils, dropping them, you know. So I want to be a little bit more ready beforehand. Really, I gotta make a show intro for this channel. There's no time yet. Today, I was given the file from the Mark and Mandy show spot last Saturday. If anyone caught it on TV, it doesn't matter. I'm going to show it here shortly because I can. I want people to see it. I also put it on the Atelier YouTube channel, and we'll probably put it on the website as well. Okay, this one could use a little bit as well. Clean them all up. We have the time. Hey, Keith. There's also a Russian bot on here. Remove. Need a moderator, maybe. Really like that drawing you posted, Keith. Beautiful dark line shapes on it. Really liked it. All right, well, I'm not gonna start exactly at 6 today. I'm just gonna finish up my sharpening. Casual. Artist time. I'm tired, so I'm having a coffee so I can make it through this. Yeah, I put hot chocolate in there too. Delicious. I put some sandpaper. Sandpaper. You know what? So 1 or 2 days a week, I'm learning how to tattoo. And it's kind of giving me a new respect for gloves. Now these are the cheap gloves, and I just need to get rid of them. These gloves, I used to work, I was a vegetarian, but I worked in the deli at Superstore years and years ago. And so I still have a box of these gloves from that time, because you'd cut meat and then you'd throw the gloves off. But my hands always turn black when I'm doing the sanding, and then I have to run and wash them. But because I'm doing this tattooing at, shout out to Good News Tattoos and Airdrie, you are constantly putting gloves on and off and tossing them. And I don't know, it's doctors do it, nurses do it. It's kind of a good habit, I think. So maybe it's something that'll stick and I'll keep doing it. I don't know. But for now, this is going to save me a trip to a hand wash. And I've got 1,000 of these gloves, so I'll probably be able to do what? 3 years? Or longer? Kleenex right here to wipe off the excess dust. Taking our sweet time today. Part of the other reason is we'll be drawing a clothes figure tonight. It's actually going to be me. Took a reference photo. And it's got to be simplified because I'm hoping to make a drawing that I can transfer to create a painting. And so it's not going to take a 3-hour session. It's a little bit different modality than training for figure. But, you know, what's nice about that is it's clothed. So you can work on some folds. You don't have to see my naked, hairy ape body. Very fortunate. Hey, Greg! Greg is here, the Pikachu. Not only did we draw Greg back, I think it was almost a year ago, right? He was in his backyard doing work and I snapped a shot. He has been on every single live stream since I began. I really appreciate it. Greg also has the largest collection, other than me, of my original work. So if you want to see work from over 20 years career, he's got a little of everything at his house. Kick even has that painting of Melissa. Oh, and the Ganesh. That's right. The architect who had the Ganesh for years gave it back because he changed his space up and didn't have a place for it. He has got a small house and it took up the entire wall on one side of his kitchen. And now he has this like shelving unit and credenza there. When he got the painting, he didn't have 2 kids. And things changed. They needed more space and shelving in their tiny home. But I know that the wallpaper on his phone is still that painting. So he does get to look at it every day still. Two more to go. Just hanging out. A lot of people are trying to get me to do NFTs. There's a learning curve. I'm not a digital artist. and I'm not gonna take pictures of traditional art. So I'm actually not really interested in doing NFTs. I mean, it'll probably eventually happen, but maybe I would do some animation or something. But you know, the more you pile up what you don't want to do in life, you can't get your time back. And I know that I want to do this more classical, analog kind of stuff. So I don't want to be wasting my time going off my track, you know? Ah, there you go. Now, I'm gonna torture you guys and make you watch the Mark and Mandy thing. So I'm gonna start this show with it, which will allow me to clean up and get set up, and then we'll get drawing. So it's 2 minutes, 39 seconds. This camera view will, God, this is the drawing hunch. Look at that. I'm gonna be, like, when I'm older, my chin will be by my knees. My gosh, gotta work on this. Last pencil, let's go. Wipe it off. These gloves, though, my hands are soaked. They're so sweaty in them. That's kind of gross. So we get rid of the gloves. In the tattoo shop, everything that you touch or the order that you do it when you're cleaning up, because there's bloodborne, oh, that's weird. Bloodborne pathogens are the big thing there. It's interesting, like, you have one considered dirty hand that keeps the glove off to the very end, and the other one is the clean hand. It's cooking is like that too when you're doing batter and stuff, but pretty cool. So let's look, if you watch me being a dork, okay, all right, on this Mark and Mandy show, thank goodness for the editor. Okay, this is our setup. We'll get back to this in a minute. Let me play this thing, and then we'll get this show on the road. Ready? Enjoy.
We are going to have a great day starting off with visiting Brian Batista in his studio, and he's going to tell us a story about Atelier Artista.
Hi, Mark and Mandy. I'm here at the Atelier Artista Art School, located at the C-Space King Edward Building in Calgary, Alberta. Atelier Artista loosely translates as workshop and studio for all artists. Now, I've always been an artist, and I don't know from youth if that's a curse. Time will tell. And I was also fortunate to be an early adopter in the restoration project of this building. This school building was from 1912. And I was one of the first people to move in 2017. What sold me was these beautiful north-facing windows and these original slate chalkboards from 1912. Ultimately, my dreams were to make a holistic place of learning. See, art schools don't exactly inspire creativity. They're institutional, cinder block. Sometimes they're way out in remote areas. I wanted somewhere close to the city center, a beautiful studio full of great light, the tools of the trade, plants and plasters, anything to help inspire the artist while they're learning. I saw how the other schools worked and ateliers across the world, and I decided to combine the efforts and make a holistic system for everyone to learn. I also have more than 5 highly skilled instructors here with me as well, so it's a very dynamic and exciting place to be. As for what we do here, we mainly focus on skills-based representational art making, mostly in the realm of drawing and painting of wet and dry media, using the traditional methods and knowledge hailed down from the old masters. We also host figure drawing sessions multiple times a week with live nude models, allowing students just to come in and practice for cheap. Consistent practice is the road to growth. I always say, I can teach anyone to draw, as long as they can sign the check. Thanks, Mark and Mandy, for visiting me today at Atelier Artista, and hope to see you in the future.
Thanks for watching The Mark and Mandy Show. Like our video by clicking below and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Wow, hey guys, I'm almost famous. We shot that in September, and you can see that I was very tanned. And yeah, I've been drawing outside at the farmer's market. I'm much more pale now. I've got the light beaming down. I thought that was pretty cool. I'm a dork and going gray. I'm aging like a fine wine. But, you know, I hate being in front of the camera, believe it or not. But what was cool about that is, like, I'm teaching all the time, so I'm in front of people. So you would think that I can handle it. But that was nice to see. And it made my mom proud. Harry, you do know this building well. They re-glassed over your masonry the other day, and one of my students fell through because they had taken the big pieces of glass out. And but yeah, you can see it nice and clear down there. Okay, our space. Now, let's talk about the space here, what we're doing. So, all that stuff on the screen is the YouTube channel. It shows the analytics and all that. And then I see my camera stuff up there. But as soon as I go drawing, I put the picture up, it takes over the screen, so that's why I can't do the chats. Frozen. We're going to be drawing me today, if the file comes up. What is it? There it is. Okay, so I will put this up. What the screen for you? There it is. Posing for the Fool card. I had a lot of ideas with the symbolism and stuff behind it, which I'll talk about while we're drawing, but you can see now it just covers up the screen. I built a bunch of these panels, and it just so happened that I had wood to make something 24 by 36. And you know, tarot cards are a little longer and skinnier. These are all panels, and I've lead primed them. I've got 7 or 8 in here now. I've already done one of the tarot card paintings, but the Fool is the first card. So presumably, with this new year, I was going to start on the full moon. And that was the wolf moon. And there's actually going to be a wolf in this painting by his legs. In the traditional card, there's often a dog nipping at his heels. But I feel an affinity with wolf symbolism. Wolves also are very familial. They are, you know, I feel like a lone wolf in life, but I'm also very protective of the friends and family around me. And wolves are like that as well. But more importantly, I had an interesting experience with wolves after a Burning Man. But wolves also are symbolically about being the teacher, of which I am, of which this channel makes that also very clear. So, I'll be putting this up on the screen for you, but I just want you to see how we're working differently. We're not drawing on a drawing horse. I've got just a chair and my easel. This easel tilts all sorts of ways. It's a fancy one, but you don't need one. So, back to the size of this thing. So, Cristiana and I cleaned the studio floor recently, and I found something way stuffed in the back. Now, it's newsprint, and it just so happens to be exactly the size of the paintings that I'll be making. So my thought today was, rather than do 18 by 24 standard drawing, I would do a larger drawing on this newsprint and use it to transfer the drawing to this canvas. So, and you know what? There's 50 sheets in here. There's a price tag on it. It looks like it was from Swinton, so most likely I bought this. We tend not to draw this big in here. So this should be interesting. I might have to stand up for some of it. I'll try to be cognizant of your guys' view. So, yes, gonna do me today. Now, I'm not gonna model for every tarot card. My concept here was the Fool is the first card. And, kind of a bit of a dandy, fancy dresser, but also he's stepping off a precipice to begin. So to me, I thought, well, this project is me stepping off into it. The Fool card, the first card, will probably be the worst painting out of all of them because hopefully over the years as I keep painting they get better. So, you know, it's kind of symbolic that way. Let me make sure you guys can see what's going on here. Let me put up the picture now. Where is it? And there we are. There I am. Cristiana was kind enough to do a little photoshopping for me, chopped out all the chaos of the studio background, and you know, glued a foot on there. It took us about 50 or 60 shots in analyzing them. There's a lot of reasoning behind everything that you're seeing here. It's, you know, the foot was pasted on from a different photo, stuff like that. But yeah, we're gonna work pretty big today, and you can see that the ratio of this picture, like, it's going to fit the canvas. So the painting case will go right like an inch or two away from the side, because I want this character to be quite big, but also these works are going to be framed, so you lose a little bit. So yeah, let's go a little differently. I want to add some things. Like if you look at my hat here, the feathers are on this side, and normally the Fool card and the Rider Waite would have a red feather in his hat. So I will be adding a feather on the wrong side of the cap, so to cover that, you know, and I'll probably change the flower as well. I might want to see more of it. So yeah, and then we'll throw a drop shadow under it and off we go. Okay, I might have to move this a little bit closer. I haven't sat at the easel and drawn in a very long time. I might be standing for it actually. So, okay. I'm gonna move the camera a little bit more for you guys. That way you don't see me so much. And like all drawings, I imagine the center line. I'm gonna limit where I think I might actually draw him a little bit smaller than the model, which is me, but no, I think that's good placement. Okay. Let me just look here. I'm gonna go about 4 inches down. Now at the we'll start there. On the card, there's going to be a sun up there and mountains behind. He's going to be standing on a cliff. So I need that movement. If I look, I'm going to go about 2 inches here. So I'm just creating a notational space for myself. I like to leave an inch or two around paintings. I did a whole series of work where stuff touched the side, and it's a definite no-no, definite faux pas. I'm gonna move the TV over too. It's fun to work classical style or painting. Hopefully, if I move it a little more, you'll be able to see it. Like that. Maybe you can see through the crack or something. Well, that works for me. And I'm gonna say
same distance from the bottom. I don't know, 4 inches maybe. I'm gonna take a measure of the head and work down a little bit more picky here because I do want it to look, we'll figure out if that's halfway. 1, 2, a bit, 1, 2, okay. So right where this horizontal line is, I'll be drawing that folded flap coming down of my coveralls. The coveralls also, because the idea is that I'm walking off a cliff, I'm actually slightly moving forward in this picture, so some of it's a little bit blurry, but you see that back foot is pushing off the toe, and my arms kind of swing, so I really want to get the sense of moving forward because the cliff is going to end where that foot is, so he'll be going off the cliff. And my concept for that is going off into the unknown. Let me just show you how I prepared the canvas. Now, this is panel, and it's lead primed. And then I take the schmaltzy, goopy stuff out of the bottom of my solvent container, and I just rub it in. Now, you can see this crazy leathery texture. But if you were in this room right now, and you closed your eyes and ran your hand down, this is so smooth you can't even feel it. So this texture that you're perceiving is really not much there. But with the underpainting, because I lead prime, I've left an area white. My concept here too is I'm going to have a white sun, which is kind of black. He's looking at the rose, but he's looking up at the sun, and he's going to be blinded by it. So I'm going to paint the glasses white, as if they're reflecting the sun. And then the cliff will end about here, and he's going to be walking off the precipice into an unfinished painting. Because the Fool card means, I mean, there's lots of meanings within it and systems, but I like to think of it as new beginnings. So there's playfulness, there's naivete, there's, you know, an openness to start something new, this painting series. And also, you know, the white unpainted part is full of potential, you know? So that's kind of where I'm going with my symbolism here. So I'm gonna measure, looking through. I like when I'm painting to actually look through this way, the right, because that's often where my palette will be. However, if I'm standing and holding my palette, on this side I'll look through here, because I'd like to hold up the palette to check my colors on the model. So you should be comfortable looking past the easel both ways. Easel drawing and painting is much more complicated than sitting at the drawing horse. The drawing horse, you don't have that sensation of backing up all the time. You're seated in place, you're always the same distance, and you're looking straight ahead and over. So this does add a little complication, but, and this is very small, so I can't do sight size from here. If it was a real person, I could. You know, I would crouch down and stand in the same place, and I would run my line across, and that would be the top of the hat. And then I'd run my line across, which would be here, and that would be the foot. So that's another great way to learn drawing. We're just blowing it up. So I will take head measurements. I'm going to take from the top of the hat to the point of my chin. I like this angle because everything looks really angular, including my shoulder and arm. Like the design of it is very straight. I might tilt or alter the canvas box. The Fool often has like one of those like hobo packs. The idea is that you're going off on this adventure and you have everything you need, which isn't much. And in this case, that's all my paint colors, that's got my canvas. If you look underneath my arm, those are actually my paintbrushes and my maul stick. I do have another picture of it more sideways that I'll be drawing, so it's a little more obvious. So, you know, this is going to be drawing a painting. We got to change some of the things. This is only a reference. In fact, in this photo, my shirt was wide open. And I asked Cristiana to take a closed shirt and just put it on top. But because there's so much crazy pattern on this shirt, which also has symbolic meaning in the Fool card, that, you know, it's hidden. And when I paint it, I'll just paint whatever. So, okay, head measurement. 1, 2, 3 above the line. It actually goes from the head to the chin, from the chin to the armpit, from the armpit to the halfway point. So that's nice. 1, 2, measure twice, right? So 3 to there, and let's check. So the height from the chin to the top of that is essentially the width of the brim, right? So kind of a square, a tilted square. One, 2, 3. So a little bit bigger. Wow. Okay. So the armpit will be somewhere around here. This newsprint is also quite rough. So this is where the chin will be. I like the angle of the face here. I asked Cristiana to take it from very low down. Originally when I planned this, I had taken another picture, but it sure is helpful to have someone else with a trained eye help. She's also doing a terrific job right now on the Atelier website. It's like nothing I could have imagined. I'm not a designer, you know? I don't have that skill. I don't think that way. So it's really nice to see her vision for the Atelier. That's cool. So that's kind of the front of the face and the tilt. Okay. Let's get some big shapes. Squinting down. Maybe I'll make myself a little less fat too. The apron, like I said, is somewhere around here. I'm going to take a measure of it. It is the length of the head. Okay. I'm going to check the lower part here because I feel like I might be doing something wrong here. In fact, let me check this. What do I got? I got a piece of wood. This will do. I'll move this line up a little bit. Bum, bum, bum. The head length is also equal to the width of the body. Let me check. From the center line. Huh. So that kind of puts that leg down. Yeah, I measure the length of the legs just to make sure. Head length. 1, 2 to the knee, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Aha! Gonna have to make this head a little smaller, I think. That's where we'll put the shoe. I don't know why he swallowed a fly. I guess he'll die. There, shrink the head down a little bit. That's gonna help me. Went a little big here, I think. A common issue because we look so much at the head. My beard is a little spotty. I'm gonna make it much nicer in the painting. The collar. Over more. There we go. Sculpting it down. My head was just a little too big. From right where the chin is, get the arm, like a little triangle shape there. Elbow. Definitely want that looking up at the flower. So I might just put a little bit higher. This is what, we're not, often I take reference photos, many of them, and kind of glue them all together. But I'm not trying, unless it's a commission work, to recreate a photo. I got a photo, right? I'm trying to allow it to bring me further in my painting. And still have some style there. Elbow right there. because it's my painting, I'll also give myself a little more muscles. Haha. Paint how you wish it was, not how you see it. A little bit more beautiful. So I'm gonna bring that center line up higher. Make the legs look longer. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Moving things up to here. All right. Bring that shoulder up. It's higher than the chin. When I was trying to step and walk forward, Chris pointed out that if I just brought my arm up higher, it would look like I'm going forward more, which is weird, but it worked. Up to there. Okay. We're really moving that line up. All right. The leg. This leg. So I need that toe way over here. So from the hand down. The toe is in alignment with the bottom of the box as well. So if I can sit here and take a measure, the box is 2 head lengths and it starts up at that line. So let me try that. 1, 2. So that's about where the calf is supposed to be. Go across. Yeah, there might be some adjusting. We'll see. I'm also, how long is the foot, everyone? Well, it's more than a head length, I tell you, because the camera is lower to the ground. So the head is smaller and the foot is bigger. Definitely does not look long enough. I'm gonna move that foot down. Need more leg. Yeah, so the toe is actually not quite in alignment there with the box. Just a little mismeasure, I think, on my part. What about that knee? Where is that coming down? There. Pretty baggy. Put this foot forward a little bit. Shrink it down slightly more. Okay. I always like rolling up my sleeves. I do it the Obama way. So forearm. Ulna. Hand. Maybe I'll do meta and I'll paint him on the painting here. The meaning was the blank canvas, but he could be coming from already having painted. Maybe that rose could be on this canvas. I haven't thought up everything yet. Not everything. Almost touches his leg there. This leg. Must be like a little foot there. Okay. Sure. Sure. Some gobbledygook there. I don't know what it is. We'll figure it out later. Okay. Pretty happy with that so far. I'll move this fold up higher as well. I'm going to back off this in a second. Oh, and what I want to do, I gotta get rid of these Russian bots. Sorry, guys. Aha. So, I'm just going to switch the camera and show you the change I'll be making. It's blurry, but I don't know if you guys can see that. So this is a different picture, but you can see my painting stuff under the arm. Looks a lot better there. So that's what we're gonna go for. So I apologize, I didn't see that till right before the setup. But that's the one I want. Because it just shows more profile of what this character's holding. It's the maul stick. And the paintbrushes. Strap. Okay. Go back to the proper one. Of course, I wanted to show off my chest tattoo, but actually there's a reason for it. In the card, showing like that saying, wearing your heart on your sleeve, showing the purity of this character. It's kind of like some of the words are like naivete and things like that. So I'm not gonna always be working from photo. I actually have this sketchbook that I made called Tarot Art. It's got all the cards listed, and I've cut little tabs for each one and drew a square, the ratio of these paintings, so I can plan them. And I had planned it, and then we went with photo. But on the left side here, I have words from some of the books that I've been researching. I've got about 8 or 9 reference books that I'm using. So this card represents a liberating force, wandering, travel, unbound potential, boundless energy, flight, inconsistency, chaos, being irrational, being frivolous. It's the 0. It doesn't have a number. It's nothing, boundless, or the origin. It says new beginnings, naivete, total freedom and liberation. It represents the creative urge, idealism, being open-hearted, being clear and concise, seeking something, expecting the unexpected, being eccentric, which you can see by the clothes. There's innocence to it, a start of a new chapter in life. So he has a red feather in his cap, a fancy, colorful costume, which represents animal life and plant life. But actually, the shirt that I'm wearing is undersea. But often, it's just a very fancy dress. Kind of like the Fool card is also like the Jester card. And so, or in a deck of cards, it would be like the Joker, actually. And, you know, I think that this is perfect. He's got paint splattered on him. He's musing over this rose. So I think it's pretty cool. We're just gonna keep drawing. And it's nice actually that I get to kind of talk out my ideas to you guys, because it definitely helps formulate it. The other tarot card that I painted, I actually time-lapsed it. My idea is, I'm not making tarot cards, okay? I'm making paintings based off the subject matter. Carl Jung, one of life's heroes, Carl Jung thought of the major arcana as mythology, as the story of man and what the major points and hits that we go through in life. You know, and I guess in a way that's what fortune tellers use them to read. But I like this narrative story, all the meaning that I can put into it as a subject matter. So I love single figures in landscapes, and that's all I ever want to paint. So this subject matter seemed perfect for me, and it allows me to learn, you know, some esoteric things and self-reflect throughout. So I have been taking notes, reading lots of books, but I will be time-lapsing these. My idea is to bring back my personal YouTube channel. It kind of stopped at episode 75. The Coots shut things down, and also it's a lot of work to make videos. Live stream? No, I turn it on and I work and I talk, right? That still takes a lot of energy. But the other videos I was making, if you've seen my personal YouTube channel, you can see that I put 16 to 20 hours of work. It's not just the filming, and then it's the editing. You know, I did things where I analyzed charcoal, I talked about the differences, and I want to keep doing those. It's just that it takes so much time. And I've had a lot of creative barriers to getting this series started. When I was supposed to start on the full moon, which was two live streams ago, at 5:20, my eyes started to hurt. I had a terrible headache, and I just couldn't function anymore. And I was trying to get the live stream going, and that's when I had all those technical difficulties. That was, the internet wasn't working, like, that day. Also what happened was I got really sick, so I got the coots, the vid, and I was in bed for 4 or 5 days after that. I still got a little bit of a throat thing going on, and my smell has not returned. One ear is kind of deaf, so I feel like fate intervened, but fortunately I have Cristiana working with me here at the studio 2 days a week. She's working on the website and stuff, and it's hard to take photos like this yourself, so she's a great photographer too, and I feel like momentum will now build. For a lot of people, this time has just been challenging for creating. So I figured I would utilize today's live stream, so instead of just doing figure practice, to get something done here. You know, this is gonna, after the drawing tonight, maybe I'll even transfer it tonight, and then I can start painting. And yeah, with these paint, talking through like this, but what I'm gonna do is I'll bring back my YouTube channel, and as you can see me painting, it's gonna take a month to make each video and each painting probably, but I'll discuss the meaning as I go along. So my artwork is, I'm a very literal artist. Like, I can tell you what everything is in a painting and what it means. And I don't think that ruins it. That's just the way that I work. Maybe it's my Virgo mind that I want everything to have a meaning or to tell a story. I'm not necessarily, like, things happen in the painting, but my way of working creatively is very different than just letting shizzle happen. It can happen because of the happy accidents. So I used to teach a class on how to draw fabric. There are interesting folds. If you want to learn them, comic book guys are the way to go. There are names for each type of fold, and there's a free resource online, the American Comic Book Course. It's from like the 1950s, and I think it's chapter 8 has a chart of all the 6 folds, and you should have it. You should learn it. It's very useful for drawing fabric and clothing. Often we are so fortunate that we are just doing nude models here, but in a way it makes it easier, right? So I'm emphasizing the folds. I think this leg needs to be thinned down a little bit. It's a very baggy outfit, but I don't think the big thick leg looks good. I will increase the size. I'm doing squats, but I'm gonna increase the size of my quad there. I'll get there. So if we go back to the live drawing, I think what I will, like in person, I feel like it's going to come soon, which is going to be wonderful. I will probably still do a live stream. Maybe it will be like Sunday night or something. And on some of those occasions, it will be the tarot drawing. I have to sit and do it anyway, so I figure I might as well let you guys join me in the journey. I would love to have one of these be a visiting artist as well. You guys are out there. You could come in and do a drawing session for the Atelier. Even though I'm doing self-portraits and things like that, like I am not all about the bunny show. I want everyone to have their day of fame and glory. That was pretty funny to see myself on TV though. And supposedly 80,000 people watched that show. At noon on a Saturday? Wow. Probably the right demographic. I haven't heard anything from it, but it's kind of nice to have something to share. They were very professional. The guy who came and filmed was awesome. We got it in 2 takes. Believe it or not. That's why it seemed pretty consistent. I know what I'm saying all the time. When I kind of ramble during this, not so much. All right, how do we show the foot better? Maybe I'll make the foot dirtier in my painting because I mean, the studio floor is pretty dirty. I'm surprised it's not blacker. Okay. There's most of them. I mean, I feel like sitting. That's why I'm working the lower half right now. I'm gonna have to stand up here. This easel doesn't go up or down this way. It's meant to be stood at. Folds. I was very particular about having, I really wanted the toe bent. So this toe is actually from a different photo. The foot was actually more flat. But I really wanted that sense of pushing off to give the energy of it pushing forward, because he's going to be going off a cliff, right? So for the other paintings, I'll find other models and references. Not all have people in them. It's pretty dark. Okay. Painting box. Knuckles, veins. I probably will also, the lighting is very soft in this. I'll probably intensify. We use the north-facing windows, so that light is very, very soft. But what I want it to look like is a summer's day, and he's being blinded by the sun. So that's something that, you know, by putting a hard shadow underneath, but also just having a little higher contrast shadow and a little harder edge. Right, the light's coming from here. It'll be like a big sun like that, just white. The cliff will be like that, just dropping down. And, oh yeah, so that reminds me, there's also gonna be the wolf running around him. I wanted it to be like the tail twisting, so really wrapping around. Snaking around. Originally, one of my thoughts was to actually have a snake instead. A rattlesnake, like he could be in the desert. And there's going to be mountains. I'll do some mountains from Banff, probably. Or castle, or something in the background. All right, let's move on up. This is one of the shirts I got from Cotton Dew when I was studying at the Paris Academy of Art. I had this really quite a bad day. That was around the time that one of my TV heroes, Anthony Bourdain, had ended his life. I was pretty bummed. Had some other family things going on as well. And just in general, you know, when I spend months in these foreign countries, and it's very isolating. Je ne parle pas français bien. Like I tried. I took French in high school, but it was very difficult for me to communicate. And that was the isolating part. You know what? I have a real issue with memorizing actors' names and movies. And also I have a very difficult time with language. It's like other parts of my brain are active. The other thing is, you know, I'm slick in English, and I seem pretty dumb in any other language, and that causes some stress, you know? It's funny because in France, I tried to speak French all the time, and they got pissed off that I massacred. They'd be like, "No, I just speak in English for you." like you're ruining our language, guy. It hurt their ears, I think, my French. Unfortunate. I studied at Alliance Française for years. They're in this building, but I mean, I can read it, which is nice. It's just pronunciation and stuff. I suck at it, and I'm fully aware. I feel like I wanted also, I do wear a watch all the time, but this to be almost timeless, a little bit more modern, but I don't want to make contemporary, like, oh, he's looking at his iPhone. But I also don't want to do these conventions of what classical is. Like, oh, it has to be medieval. I don't think that's too cool. That's how the other tarot cards look for sure. But I feel like that happens a lot in this atelier. People, they think, oh, well, if I'm doing classical, then I have to do a still life and it has to look like old. It kind of drives me crazy. People do that. Okay. I think this forearm is just too big. I'm a pretty skinny guy. I should have turned the watch on the inside. My dad wears his watch that way, so he says when he's driving, he can look at the time. Yeah, you're right, Greg. This is a big piece of paper, but it's going to be a big painting, so it is what it is. What time are we at here? 7:12. Oh, it's early. Maybe I'll take a little break and heat up my ice cold coffee, if that's copacetic with you guys. I'll put the little one of the little videos on that, the countdown videos. Triangles, stars. What? They both say triangles. Here, let's go for it. See you in a minute. Ha 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 ha, Harry. Yeah, I like your comment there to put intermissions into our life. Yeah, I gotta trim down some things here. Yeah, you know what? I think my center line wasn't straight. So I'm gonna make this leg a little longer out here. I think that's the key. It's not so bad though. Let me just put the toe out to here, I think. It's gonna be that bane of my existence, this foot. There we go. Let's go like that. And then it should come up there. That's what we want. Okay, here's what's going on. I'm gonna bring this leg out longer. I want more room anyhow for that wolf. So if I'll make this leg a little fatter up there. And I'll trim it here. Sometimes you gotta do these things, guys. I'd rather get the drawing right for the transfer, right? There. That gives that little bit more push and lean. And it makes me a little skinnier. Okay. And actually that's nice because it opens up a bit more space between the arm. I like that. Okay. So we'll move this over. We'll move this leg over. It's like this circling thing here. A little lower. Oh, perfect. So, make that leg longer. Like this. Yeah, that's what we like. I'm gonna take a measure of that foot again. I mentioned that I love my job? Well, not the pay, but the job is great. Love creating. And making marks. Okay. All right, that, you know what? I think the knee needs to be right there. Why is this causing so much pain? Make that pant leg wider. Yeah. Ah! Dropped the pencil, but it didn't break. This has to shoot straighter up. Okay. All right. Solving problems here. Okay. It's rough, but my goal isn't to make this a toned drawing, right? Because it's just going to be transferred. So I need to just have line and shape. You know, it does get awfully, it does actually get really wide there. So, I'm just gonna take a measure. It's wider than the head length. So weird. I think I might trim it in some more though. I think it'll look better. Like that. And then maybe not, yeah, have it start lower. There we go. There we go. Okay. Let's move up here. We haven't touched much of the top here. I'm gonna change pencils because that one's got a nick out of it. It's going to be quite a fun shirt to paint. Okay. this armpit up a little bit too. Now that I've kind of worked on the legs, I get a sense that gotta thin out some of these shapes. There's no way this forearm needs to be this big.
Cafe.
All right. So about where the chin is where the hat emanates. I probably change the band on the hat too. Maybe make it my favorite color. Pink. Oh yeah, if it's pink and the feather is red, oh my gosh. Pink and red, you're dead. Red and pink. You stink. I just want to look here. Oh, I'm perfect. I wanted to be 4 inches from the top, and the eyeballs are still good. It's going to be feathers. We'll put the, wait. The band on this side of the hat. Right, this is our artistic license. And then make a nice big red feather. Oh yeah, that's gonna be great. It's gonna be great, guys. Okay, so the hat. Maybe I'll sneak some pink hair out of there too. You know, the one thing I noticed on that video was how gray my beard is coming in. So I might have to dye it, but also might have to make it, well, actually I was thinking, okay, I'll have to make it gray, but this character is supposed to be youthful. I wonder if I shouldn't draw the beard at all, because that does denote more of a mature face, and this is supposed to be youthful. So I might have to take this out, just to be more true to the meaning I'm trying to convey in this card, or this painting. Interesting. I think that might have to be true. I mean, I still look youthful. Don't I? What? Like a fine wine, my friends. Yes. I like the beard, but gotta think about the meaning here. The meaning. Huh. This kind of looks like a monkey right now. There the things we must think about. I mean, young people have mustaches sometimes, beards. Yeah, you let. And I'm gonna have the glasses be reflecting light, the sun. Also want to add a necklace. So first I thought I was going to transfer it tonight, but I'm going to have to find some reference for this wolf first. So there's no sense in, I mean, I could do it on another sheet. No sense in transferring it without the wolf. Wolf. There's probably also like another hand picture that I like better. We'll see. And probably will turn the rose more forward to the viewer. It's very good to pre-plan and sketch out. I've learned over the years, I would make a lot of paintings on the canvas, and so that level of decision making often made the painting process very slow. So I do recommend doing little color studies, you know, doing like the French academic method more these days. Right? Like if I paint and then I'm like, oh, I gotta move the leg over. The paint is so thick, it's not a great thing. I'm just gonna go a little more straight on now. So it's less distorted for you. It's coming. Slow and steady. Middle-aged man taking a leap of faith. By the time I'm done this series, I'll be the hermit. I'll be like the super old dude. Yeah, and my coffee's cold again. Come on. Maybe I'll put the mountains like really sloping like that. I like the high up view that this angle has. Let's move that over. There. general, this hand. It's got a little too small. No Trump hands. Yes. I'm just gonna look at the screen so I can see, hey! Not half bad. I haven't seen them beside each other like you guys are seeing on the screen, but, think. Okay, about the same height, but my apron looks smaller, like the front part there. And this looks a little bit more tilted. That's okay. Let's see how it lines up on this painting right here. Oh yeah, stepping off, okay. Strap is also too long. Make the apron a little bit wider. Yeah. And then there's going to be one flinging behind him from the other side. There we go. That looks better already. Maybe I'll add a little more peck. I'm working out. Just haven't filled out these shirts yet. Like just catching that little side of the eye there. Because that'll be all white there. I feel like it's kind of like Indiana Jones or something. Maybe I'm gonna pull up my animal book real quick and see if I can find a wolf. I prefer books over the internet. I'm old school that way. See if we got any. Oh, I opened it to wolves. I literally opened the book to the wolves, dogs, and foxes page. It's like my body knew. Oh my. Red wolf or a gray wolf? These little carnivores. Okay. I see their shape. That's good. Huh. Kind of like a coyote too. Mangy little buggers. Okay. So it's normally nipping at the heels, but I'm wondering if like I could have the tail come up here and then its head like as if it's like wrapped around. Get the see in here, feel my process. One thing might be that I should maybe look up a husky. They look a lot like a wolf. There'll be a lot more poses that way. Oh, my mom just sent me a text. She saw the video and she said, "You look nice and tanned." Okay. Yes, this hand is too small. No Trump hands allowed. Let's put the finger up here. There we go. Much better. Maybe I'll do it like a tattoo. Okay, let's just wolves and huskies. There might be something on the old internet. Oh. Ooh. Fighting, jumping, running, howling. That's kind of interesting idea. Do I want its head here, or do I want its head here? Of course, now it's got to be a hard decision. Could be very graphical as well. Well, they look cool when they're running. They're kind of also a winter animal. Or like in the forest, so. I think I'm gonna have to rethink this one. Like if I think of it too, it's like I may never paint a wolf again, so this has to be the perfect wolf. Huh. Could be a wolf pup. Sorry if this is getting boring. Research first. Well, you know what? I think this drawing is good enough to transfer. I'm gonna work out this wolf thing. I need my computer, I think. Do a little research. It's rough. It's rough. I think I'm gonna wrap this live stream early. This coffee's not working on me. Feeling pretty tired. So let's zoom out here. Boop. And yeah, I think that's a good decision. I am going to call her quits for now. I'm going to do some research on this wolf and figure it out and get it drawn in there tomorrow. And then I can start doing the painting. I will be recording that stuff separate and time-lapsing the painting. So fear not. Okay. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe. Put comments below, anything to help the YouTube algorithm. And you'll get to see this develop over time, which will be pretty neat, I think. We'll get back to figure drawing. I'll find some model pictures next week. But for now, keep creating. And we'll see you in the next one. Ciao. What?